In this video, I'm going to talk about some cool physics which you can see right in your breakfast table. You probably would have seen this a lot of times without even realizing it. Ever wondered why Cheerios tend to stick together in the middle of the bowl or clump to the edges? We not only see this in Cheerios but also in paper clips, thumbtacks, and bubbles in our coffee. So let's see why it happens. This effect was not known until 2005 when scientists hit the labs to explore this. Breakfast cereals such as Cheerios is generally less dense than the water, so it also floats on milk. The force of buoyancy pushes it upward till it matches the downward force of gravity. It holds the Cheerio in the surface of the milk. If you have a close look to see what happens where the Cheerios meet the surface, it seems the surface of the liquid curves upward. The same thing happens at the edge, which is known as the meniscus effect. Water molecules are attracted to each other, but even more attracted to the edges of a glass or bowls. It forms a U-shaped wherever the liquid meets the edge. The buoyant object always pushed up to the meniscus, which makes them stick together as well. The same happens with the Cheerios. So the clumps which are formed are pushed to the global high points that are the edges. So let's try to see what happens with paper clips. They sink when put directly or dropped, but when carefully placed, the surface tension makes them float. So water molecules tend to stick together that generate a surface which act as a membrane strong enough to hold up tiny things. The same thing happens to the thumbtacks. They attract and fall into each other's sinkhole because of the water surface curving downwards. So what do you think will happen if we introduce soap? Everything will be messed up. Anything relying on surface tension will just sink. Here, it's quite possible for you guys to think that the thumbtacks are pulled together due to static attractions of the plastic coating. But when you remove the plastic coating and place it beside a thumbtacks, something non-intuitive happens. Yes, they repel each other. So, the plastic coating acts as a buoyant object, whereas the thumbtacks acts as an object which curves the meniscus downwards. And due to the difference and the opposite effect of the meniscus curvature, this repulsion. Why is this Cheerios effect so important in nature? So, for tiny insects that float and support 15 times their body weight, what they essentially do is they trap air bubbles in their legs, and this increases their buoyancy. For water sliders, it's very hard for them to get out of the water. So what they do is they arc their bodies in such a way that they are able to curve their water meniscus upwards just as Cheerios, and they are easily pulled to the edges. This is just magical.